Hi guys, welcome back for another one. Now before I kick off this video, there are some things I'd like to share with you guys. Some announcements, so to speak. First off, some of the footage you guys see in this video was provided to me by Scopely as part of their Envoy program. And yes, in case you guys have not been following me on Discord or on Twitch, where I officially announced that I was an Envoy, this is my YouTube announcement. Yes, I'm a part of the Envoy program with Marvel Strike Force. And before I say anything else, I want to give a big thank you to you guys out there that support me. And if you only support me on YouTube, that was enough, as I was able to get into the program based on my merits, which was great. And that includes my YouTube viewership, subscriber count, along with the amount of members that are part of my Discord, and my growing Twitch, which I've only been doing for a couple of months now. I think 4 months at this point. So a big, huge thank you to you guys for making that possible for me, as that's been a goal of mine for quite some time. Now, with that said, also, in case this is the only place you follow me, you're not on my Discord, where I've been giving announcements of things that have been going on with me. Yes, I've been very inconsistent the last 2 weeks with videos, mainly due that my daughter was in the hospital, and I was in there with you. For you guys who need a little bit of a backstory, who haven't been following me for a very long time, my daughter, she's been battling cancer for going on 3 years now, well, past 3 years at this point. And just had some complications that required medical attention, which required an emergency surgery, and some other things that got me in and out of the hospital these last 2 weeks. So I'm hoping everything's good. I am back to normal, as I was really hoping to do an Envoy video for you guys yesterday, and I just couldn't do it because I wasn't home. I didn't get home until like 4 hours after the embargo broke last night. And it's the main reason why I went on Twitch with the announcement and did my Discord with the announcement instead of being able to surprise you guys here on YouTube, as I really did have a really good plan in place. But I don't want to take up any more time in this intro, as this is a very good detailed breakdown of the brand new characters and giving you guys insights, if whether you are a spender, free to play, or whatnot. The entire video is breaking it down and giving you guys some insights to these 3 new characters. So without further ado, if you're ready for it, sit back, relax, and let's get into it. Alright guys, we are jumping into this talk about Affinity Watch with MaverickAg06. Welcome to the channel, Mav.
What's good, YouTube?
Alright, so once again, I just joined the Envoy program. I have exclusive footage here of an Affinity Watch. Well, in this footage right now, playing for you guys is them beating currently a similar to the current arena meta in the game. Obviously, this is not going to be about the kits, even though we are going to talk about these characters and some kit information may come up. Overall, I want to jump into each game mode and Affinity Watch of, where they stand. And first, let's just start with the ones where, well, the video footage they basically gave me. Let's start with Arena. Maverick, where do you think they stand in Arena?
I think they are intended to be the new arena meta on offense and defense. If you agree with a lot of the people who think this is the Black Order 2.0. Black Order dominated Arena for a better part of a year or more, depending on what shard you were in. And I think this is going to be a key part of the future. We always knew that the team that they're basically facing right now was a transitional Arena defense until something came, and I think that thing is now here.
All right, so cool. So let's jump into the next footage I have, and let's talk about them in War. And you could probably even talk about them being a specific counter to Heroes for Hire. So you want to go ahead and give your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, if this is Black Order 2.0, they should beat every War defense team in the game so far. So it's not a surprise that on paper, and at least in this early Deb footage, that they are absolutely dominating Heroes for Hire plus Kestrel. It takes them a while because they have no ability to clear the charges on the team, but they're never really at least a punch across. They're never really in any trouble of losing this match. Definitely a team that could very easily go on War defense to screw up the opposing alliance, but I feel like the best thing to do is toss these guys right into the top of your War offense and take out Heroes for Hire pretty much easily, and rebalance War back to the offensive battleground that it has always been.
All right. And then obviously we're talking about other game modes for these characters. they're not really going to be used for Doom Raids because they have different origins, which you can't put them together in Doom Raids as the new highest content. Now, if you're a newer mid-game player, you may be running Ultimate 7 or 6. Your thoughts on them being a team that could run through, let's do Ultimate 7, right? That's probably the highest content where you can have this team run as a team to beat. What do you think there?
They're gonna have the sustain. I worry a little bit about the damage at lower power levels.
Okay.
The difference between them and somebody like Astonishing X-Men is that Astonishing X-Men builds up so much turn meter and has so many raid specific bonuses that it's easier for a team like that to fly through and crush a entire U7 lane. But I can see them very easily being a challenging node beater. Like I use Black Order on the Vision mini boss sometimes, or the War Machine mini boss sometimes.
Right.
This could absolutely do something like that.
All right. Any chance they take out that Ultimus node at the end?
Possibly. I mean, I would think you would have to have them at G14, G15 with good red stars.
All right. All right. Yep. If anybody wants to give that a try and send me the footage, I'll be happy to take it. But possibly it is there. All right. So let's get into breaking the newest characters to the game down one by one. And let's start with Adam Warlock. All right. So kicking this off, Adam Warlock, let's talk about the legendary. I'm going to have Maverick answer this question as someone who possibly is looking in a good shape to get Adam Warlock on the first pass. How do you feel about this character?
Well, I'll say this. I currently am possible to get Adam Warlock, but I'm going to do pretty much everything in my power to do whatever it takes to get him. Because I remember what it felt like to not be able to have empowered Thanos because I didn't get Ebony Maw first chance around. And I don't want that to happen to me again because this team looks like it's legit. And the key to it is Adam Warlock. He literally locks in the entire team's abilities with the brand new ability of Safeguard to protect buffs from being stripped or flipped or stolen. He's also a legendary character that has a fantastic kit that will work outside of the Infinity Watch team. Probably the number one character I would take as a solo character into Dark Dimension from this team. So yeah, I'm all in on Adam Warlock specifically within the Infinity Watch team. He's definitely the number one priority for me.
All right.
But now you're probably not going to get him. How do you feel about Adam Warlock coming to the game?
So obviously there's some challenges here, right? As someone who spent a long time being 100% free to play, 2 years, and then transitioned to spending lightly on characters that I really want to build out of the gate. Obviously, since I did not know X Factor was going to be required for Adam Warlock, and I had no desire to build up X Factor as I was already building up Astonishing X-Men, I'm in a very tough spot now. I'm on the outside looking in, as well as probably a lot of players that are watching this currently. So it kind of sucks knowing that as someone who did spend a little for Kestrel and Silver Surfer and is now a part of the top arena, post Black Order, who I didn't go hard for. It kind of sucks because my time in the limelight is like really dimming out, and it's dimming out in a hurry. So it is in a tough situation, as this is going to be a really great team and a very great character. I don't know. For free-to-play players, obviously, I think you and I were talking about this earlier. If you're early, mid-game, this may not impact you as much. But if you're a late-game player not getting out of Warlock on the first pass, it's going to affect you a lot more. So that's kind of where I stand. I'm kind of a little bummed. I'm hoping there's an affordable way to finish off the X Factor. The only one that I'm really concerned about is Polaris. So I'm waiting to see how all that unfolds, farmability and so forth.
Yeah, I think the people that need to be most disappointed by this are late game players who won't get Adam Warlock on a first pass.
Yeah.
Because you're going to see a lot of it. If you're at a level where you're not going to see a lot of Infinity Watch, or you're not going to face a lot of Heroes for Hire, or some of the higher end late game meta teams, this is something to look forward to, like to get excited about on a second pass, maybe to build, but not freak out about. The only people that should be devastated are the people that are close but no cigar late game players.
All right. So I'm going to rewind the footage back here a little bit. All right. So I'm going to pause right quick. So his tags, he's Cosmic Mystic. So once again, you already mentioned earlier that this is a character you definitely would say is a go for Dark Dimension as part of Cosmic. Actually, it's part of Legendary, not Cosmic. Well, Dark Dimension 3 is Yoga for Cosmic. So he's a Mystic character. So let's talk about Doom Raids. As of recording this, Doom Raids is currently suspended. It's going to go live again when the patch goes live, probably shortly after people are seeing this video on YouTube. Is this a character... Could you see this character being part of the 5 characters that someone would want to build for the Mystic part of Doom Raids?
Absolutely. He has a 2 per character stun on his ultimate.
Oh, yeah, that's huge.
That's absolutely devastating, game-changing wrecking. When you pair that with 2-turn ability block from Silver Surfer to get Dr. Doom going. Those 3 characters are what I consider to be the core of a Mystic team at this point. This is definitely like a character that I would want on a Mystic Doom Raid team, even over Thanos or Maw or Hela, personally.
All right, yeah, that's pretty good. Definitely fits right on in there. I'm not going to ask you who your 5 characters are because obviously you didn't have time to prepare for that answer, and I think that takes a lot of thought and process to really like make that out. But honestly, he'd make the top 5. Very good character, so a lot of late game viability here, not just in his team. All right, so let's move on to Moondragon. So Moondragon has Cosmic Skill, and I'm going to get into this, guys, here in a little bit. Quantum Guard. We know Adam Warlock's going to be a legendary release. We know Moondragon is going to be a Pride Month event milestone. I don't know what to officially call it. It's going to be released similar to how characters like Red Guardian, Anti-Venom, there's probably been newer characters released since then through events. I just can't think of the newer ones. But anyway, so that's actually released. So let's start with our tags. I'm going to run this back real quick. Cosmic. So let's talk Dark Dimension. Is this possibly make the 5 characters you'd want to take to Dark Dimension?
Maybe. Okay. Maybe. I mean, there's a lot of good things to like in this kit. Yeah. It'll be a little bit Red Star dependent, but like healing everybody for 30% of her health and applying defense down for 2 turns to all enemies on an ultimate, and then on a special being able to clear all positive effects from all enemies, like that has the ability to be really, really good. It's like Namor plus Shatterstar with healing, in terms of the kit. All right. And skill in Cosmic, the only competition there is Proxima and Corvus, and I definitely like this kit better than either one of those for sustained Dark Dimension runs.
Yeah.
Especially when you consider like she can also mind control people sometimes.
Yeah. That's gonna be big.
I would say, I mean, you're looking at Kestrel and Surfer. And if you do like I did and bring both dad bros, like she might be a good 5th, but you're like, she's on a 2nd or 3rd tier of Cosmic characters.
Yeah. So I like how you opened up. You're like maybe, and then you kind of gave reasons why it's a maybe. Once again, guys, anything we say here, we're just theory crafting. Obviously, we don't know how these characters are actually going to work once they're in the game. So do not take what we're saying and start building from it. I think I said the same thing when me and Paulo did the hot take. And once again, guys, just theory crafting here, talking out loud. Do not take anything and run with it unless you're really hard committed into Affinity Watch. And it's like, I'm already going to gear tier 15 Moondragon. In that case, might as well.
The only thing I would add to that is that there's one exception to that, and I think that's Adam Warlock. I think I would feel comfortable just going ahead right now and taking Adam Warlock all the way up and not feeling bad about it later.
All right, fair enough. All right, and then her other tag, I'm going to run back to the beginning here. Skill. Skill is one, at least for me, personal experience, is not a team that's in hard, like we talk about Doom Raids, that's not set in stone. Like I really love Kestrel. And I know Red Guardian does really well on that team. But the other members, I am like Night Nurse maybe, but I'm not as sold on them And I find that maybe there's still better skill characters that could come and replace one of those and make it better. Do you feel Moondragon's one of those characters?
It's certainly possible.
Okay.
I mean, if I pulled good red stars on Moondragon and was, comparing that to, say, Taskmaster or something, yeah. I mean, you could see that she brings additional healing, decent damage. Absolutely, I think it's a viable option. Not essential, definitely on the viable list.
All right. And once again, guys, she will be a milestone character released. If you're curious of any tips or tricks I have for milestones, please subscribe to this channel, hit that notification bell, because as soon as we know the details and how everything's laid out, I'm going to be doing a video to cover, to help walk you guys through this milestone. Now, this milestone releases, an FYI, is pretty much hard locked to a 4-star character. Scopely has done a great job at the math on these event campaign characters, or not the event campaign characters, but these event characters, to make sure that players don't get higher than a 4-star. It's very, I've tried for 2 years now, and I've never got anything higher than a 4. If that tells you
without spending,
without spending, yes, that is correct. So I will cover the event. Just the tips and tricks to get a 5-star, just not going to be there for this one. All right. Anything else you'd like to add for Moondragon before we move on to Phyla-Vell?
No, I think we're good.
All right, cool. All right, and then lastly, we're covering Phyla-Vell, the newest character provided, information provided by Scopely through their Envoy program. So she has the Cosmic Bio. Here's the thing, another Cosmic. Do you think she pairs well with Moondragon if, once again, guys, this is hypothetical, pairing her for DD4? Do you see that combo working at all, or do you think Phyla-Vell can stand on her own?
Stand on her own, possibly. Pair well, yeah. There's a lot of synergy, particularly between Phyla-Vell and Moondragon in their kits. In terms of there's some the basic for Phyla-Vell is guaranteed not to be counterattacked if Moondragon is on the team. Conversely, Moondragon on her basic guarantees an assist from Phyla-Vell, and then they get bonuses, 60% focus and resistance from Moondragon to Phyla-Vell, 30% damage from Phyla-Vell to Moondragon. So I mean, yeah, there is some really good solid synergy between those two characters if you were to bring them both together into Dark Dimension. Again, they're both at about the same place, and if you bring one, you might want to bring the other, but it's not as necessary as, like, say, taking Longshot to DD4 and then needing Shatterstar to fill out the rest of that kit to make him work better.
Yeah. And if you guys want to know why I'm like hard pressing Dark Dimension here, it's just the fact that I see a lot of players doing to this team what they did with Black Order. They invested heavily, like max anything you could possibly do to Black Order, and I see the same thing happening with this team. And it's like, if you're already planning on maxing this team out, which includes G15, what kind of Dark Dimension run could you possibly expect out of these characters? Obviously, I think, from what information Maverick's given, I would not expect a faster time than what you can currently get with Surfer, Kestrel, Hela, Thanos, Minerva, or any of those characters that are currently used, correct?
Yeah, I mean, they might do about the same amount of time if you're starting from scratch.
Yeah.
But like if you're already starting Dark Dimension, I wouldn't stop what you were doing to try and add them, like I did when Surfer came out, and I was like, I'm stopping what I'm doing and I'm making sure I have Surfer for Cosmic.
Yeah.
They're not gonna make it that much better, if that makes sense.
Yep. All right, makes sense. All right, then lastly, we got to ask, is Doom Raids. This character is Bio. Bio is pretty much dominated by symbiotes. Symbiote Spider-Man, still an exclusive character for, players that weren't around when he was released as a gold milestone character. Anti-Venom, getting that premium treatment, so newer and mid-game players are going to struggle to get Anti-Venom to usable levels for Doom Raids. So the question becomes, do you see this character being a part of maybe a Bio combo? Possibly, because, once again, theory crafting, guys. Combo to overtake symbiotes as a raw option, and I'm going to go into why this could be important or useful for newer and especially free-to-play players. But go ahead and answer the question first.
I think I know where you're going with this,
Yeah.
and it's the same place that I was going. The problem with doing symbiotes in the Dune raids now, we're recording this the day before the patch officially comes out, and they're currently reworking the Dune raids with ISO requirements. The problem with bringing the symbiotes in is that they overlap so much in ISO requirements, and there isn't a protector ISO in the symbiote team. This one is a protector, and protector is a class that I feel has basically been the lightest class in all of the ISOs for Doom Raid characters. And so, like, you could easily use level 5 ISO protector to bring Phyla-Vell up as a stopgap. I mean, I'm going to be using Black Bolt as a stopgap because he's a blaster and there's less blasters. And he can work well with the symbiotes while I'm still working on some of the other ones. So if you're gapped in because of ISO requirement concerns, she's an incredibly solid stopgap compared with all the symbiotes. Ideally, if there was no ISO requirement issues, I would rather have all 5 symbiotes. But you know, if you have those issues, then definitely an option.
All right, and I guess to end this, guys, the reason why I probably asked, some of those questions is I do believe this character right here is going to be the free-to-play friendly release. I do believe this character will be in an event character campaign, just like we had for Multiple Man and Kestrel most recently. As you guys see here, the Quantum Guard tag, there is no team called Quantum Guard. I do believe this is the tag for the character event campaign, which this will be the featured character of. And once again, if you haven't seen any of my videos, there will be one teaching you guys how to get these characters at 4 stars for free and how to gamble to get a 5-star. So you guys can expect all that from me. Anything else you'd like to add, Maverick?
I will just say, as somebody that's getting or going to do whatever I can to get Infinity Watch on the first pass, they're definitely worth it if you are within range and have the desire and ability to maybe spend a little bit of money to make sure that you get them on the first run. Like, this is definitely a team that I would do that for. What I'm planning on doing at this point with them, taking all 5 of them to level 80, bringing them, to the right amount of T4s, tier 12 for most of them, until I really figure out what the right orange gear level is. So, like, if you're wanting to do it now and you're wanting to build it now, I'm currently taking my Gamora and my Nebula up to level 80 and getting them to gear 12, and then I'm stopping until I have actual gameplay myself and can kind of figure out some of that stuff myself.
All right, some great strategy there. All right, guys, that's where we're going to end things. Once again, I do appreciate all your guys' support. Because of you guys, I was able to become an envoy for Marvel Strike Force, a goal of mine for quite some time that I'm finally able to achieve. But if you guys enjoy this video, do me a huge favor, hit that thumbs up. If you're new here and haven't done that already, hit that subscribe button. And if you do not want to miss any other video on my channel, don't forget that notification bell. With all that said, I'll catch you guys in the next one.